What made my entire family go silent when I showed up to Christmas dinner with purple hair? So I had been planning this for weeks. My cousin Emma had just gotten engaged to this guy who works at some fancy tech company, and suddenly she was acting like she was better than everyone. At Thanksgiving, she kept making these snide comments about how I was still working retail at 23 while she was building a career. The worst part was when she told my mom that maybe I should think about doing something with my life instead of just floating around. Everyone just laughed it off like it was a joke, but I could see the way my mom's face fell. Emma knew exactly what she was doing. She'd been the golden child since we were kids, always getting the best grades, always dating the right guys, always making the rest of us look like screw-ups. So when I saw this post on TikTok about semi-permanent hair dye, I got an idea. I went to Sally Beauty and bought the brightest purple they had. Not like a subtle lavender or anything cute. This was straight up grape Kool-Aid purple. I did it on December 20th, 5 days before Christmas, so there was no way it would fade in time. My roommate Katie thought I was insane. She kept asking if I was going through some kind of breakdown, but honestly, I felt amazing. The purple looked incredible with my dark brown hair. I actually got tons of compliments at work from customers. Christmas Eve rolls around, and I show up to my aunt's house where we always have dinner. I walked through the front door, and the entire living room just went completely silent. Like you could hear the Christmas music playing from the kitchen, but not a single person said a word. My little cousin Tyler was the first to break the silence. He goes, "Whoa, Anna looks like a unicorn." But then I see Emma's face. She looked absolutely horrified, like I had shown up naked or something. My mom immediately starts this nervous laugh and says, "Oh, honey, what did you do to your beautiful hair?" But before I could answer, Emma jumps in with, "Jesus Christ, Anna, this is a family dinner, not some punk rock concert." That's when my Uncle Dave, who's usually pretty quiet, stands up and says, "Emma, that's enough." Turns out, while I was in the bathroom, Emma had been telling everyone about how embarrassing it was to have a cousin who couldn't get her life together. She apparently said she was worried about bringing her fiancé around because our family doesn't know how to present themselves properly. But here's the thing nobody knew yet. Emma's perfect fiancé Brad had been messaging me on Instagram for 2 months. Not like anything serious, but definitely flirty stuff. Comments on my stories, sliding into my DMs asking what I was up to. I had screenshots of everything because honestly, it gave me secondhand embarrassment for Emma. So when Emma starts going off about how my hair is attention-seeking and immature, I just pulled out my phone. I didn't even say anything dramatic. I just walked over to where she was sitting with Brad and showed him the screen. His face went white instantly. Emma grabs the phone out of my hands and starts scrolling through the messages. There's this moment where you can see her reading them, and her expression just crumbles. Brad is trying to explain that it was just friendly conversation, but there's literally a message from 3 days ago where he asked if I wanted to grab drinks sometime. The whole room is watching this unfold. My grandma is clutching her pearls, my dad looks like he wants to disappear, and my mom is doing that thing where she's clearly trying not to smile. Emma starts crying, which honestly made me feel kind of bad for about 2 seconds. But then she turns to me and screams, "You did this on purpose! You dyed your hair to ruin my Christmas!" Which was so ridiculous that my Uncle Dave actually laughed out loud. He goes, "Emma, I don't think Anna's hair color made your boyfriend cheat." Brad tried to argue that messaging me wasn't cheating, which just made everything worse. Emma threw her engagement ring at him, which bounced off his chest and landed in my aunt's homemade stuffing. My grandma actually dove to fish it out because she said the ring was worth more than her car. The best part was watching Emma try to salvage the situation. She kept looking around the room for support, but everyone was either staring at their plates or obviously trying not to laugh. My cousin Mike, who's usually on Emma's side about everything, just shook his head and said, "Maybe worry less about Anna's hair and more about your man." Emma and Brad left before we even served dessert.